I got a community guideline strike and I'm just flooding the zone with shit because I don't know how long this is going to last. So let's talk more Battletech, unseen, new scene, reseen artwork. And this time we're talking about the Wolverine. Originally designed by the Federated Sons, the Wolverine is a combination of a command reconnaissance mech and a cavalry machine. And it's part of a group of mechs that I call the 55-ton trifecta. We reviewed the other two machines, the Shadowhawk and the Griffin, earlier. The Shadowhawk is a generalist of using a bunch of low-caliber weapons for volume of fire as opposed to heavy firepower. The Griffin is a sniper extraordinaire. Now, in 1985, when Battletech became Battle Droids, the Wolverine was introduced, and it looked like this. Yeah, that's a ball turret right in front of the cockpit. We're going to get into that. The unseen thing happened, and this, like the Shadowhawk and the Griffin, which were part of Fang of the Sun, Dogram, or Crusher Joe, I forget which one in this case, were excluded from artwork, even though they didn't need to be. And so, anyway, 2003 rolled around, and the Wolverine got a really nice visual update, and it looks like this. Now, we go to 2006 to 2008, and the Wolverine was one of the last mechs to get the Mark I or primitive artwork variation, producing yet another really, really nice design in this. Seriously, I love that drum magazine. Something weird happened around 3085, and the Wolverine had a particular variant. This isn't a regular thing so much as an odd duck for a very specific war, and it, for a while, looked like this. And now 2016 happened. The Wolverine was part of the Battletech Beginners box set's first edition. It is still able to be found in the Battletech Game of Armored Combat box set and looks like this. But that's not all, my fun furry friends. You see, there is another. I forget the year that the book came out, but there was a source book that talked about the origin of the clans, who at the time were still using Star League technology. The things like the Mad Cat weren't even a pipe dream yet. And so the Star League developed a special version of the Wolverine that was initially supposed to be given out to the best of the best, the so-called royal divisions, and eventually be disseminated across their regular forces, and it looked like this. Now, the Wolverine is one of those mechs that is universal for me. I love every artistic iteration, even the anime stuff, which I generally kind of detract these days on the principle of it's not produced in-house. So, with that in mind, the problem with the very original unseen artwork, that ball turret doesn't make a damn lick of sense, and literally every single iteration of the Wolverine since then has fixed it. Thank goodness. I love the shoji shoulder panels of Project Phoenix and the generally sleek design. It looks like the agile machine that it is in gameplay and how it's depicted in fiction. I even like this weird-ass thing, but the example for me is the Wolverine 2. It was such a great visual design that I literally commissioned Iron Women specifically to make that miniature happen. I love the look of the gun. I love the pulse laser on the top of the head instead of in front of the face. The cockpit canopy that looks like the Apache helicopter's cockpit canopy, only flipped 90 degrees, I guess. That thing. It is a beast. It looks blocky. It loses some of the sleekness with it, but it makes up for it in the general beefiness and the idea that this is a machine that's meant to be taken seriously, and that it is an asset on the field you need to deal with. And the other great thing about it, if you go to Battletech's master unit list, it's not an extinct design. The Wolverine 2 was reintroduced to the Inner Sphere in the 70s and has continued to be produced and is operated regularly by mercenaries and by several houses. So, that's great. You can find the Wolverine 2 miniature, which again is so close to my heart. I made it happen, Jesus, over 10 years ago, at ironwindmetals.com. Link in the description.